I'm joined here by MikeJTL and RhinoROBLOX for a chat with AdministratorGnar, the programmer of BRM5 and a senior developer at Platinum 5. We'll be asking a number of development questions, many of which have been provided to us by the community. If there is a specific point of discussion you would like to skip to, timestamps will provide on screen and in the description. Enjoy.
I'm going to go ahead and hit off with kind of a question that I think some of my viewers would appreciate, because I know it's not really anything personal. It's more to do with their capabilities. I know kind of like BRM5 is one of the more, I don't know, it pushes the boundaries of what you can do within a Roblox game, right? It's one of the games that I feel like visually and kind of, how can I put it? Not everyone has the best hardware specifications, right? Even me, I don't have the best fucking hardware specifications, but I do what I can, right? Like to make the best experience. But do you think when I first found Operation Viper, I think my first approach was to try and go to a private server and just kind of like have a look around and all of that stuff, just to get a feel for myself. Like the reception that I got from a lot of dudes was when the raid mode came out, their first initial thought was, okay, I'm going to do this by myself. Single player mode, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to challenge like single player mode. We're going to do it single player mode. I was just wondering if you had like any intentions for more, I don't know, like single player based, maybe smaller maps, something like that. I don't know. I'm not too sure really.
Like as in content and stuff just for single player specifically?
Yeah, just like if there were any plans for the future or anything like that.
I won't lie, I've thought about it. The thing is, Roblox is a multiplayer game, and that sort of stuff does generate more user retention usually. So for that reason, we focus on multiplayer.
There's always, I guess, the option that these guys, when they do want to do the single player kind of stuff, they can just do the raid mode.
Yeah, that's the thing. It still can be played single player.
Most definitely, yeah.
I think for the most part, when you released raid mode, what were your actual first kind of how did you think it would go down within
like intention?
Like I don't know, because when I released my raid mode video, I know it didn't get that many views, but I know a lot of people played it, and I know the other guys, they got a lot more views on their raid mode videos, so I think maybe that's why maybe the retention wasn't there, or because I know Mike was really blowing up when everything was first released. He was getting like 25,000 views here, there, everywhere. Did the raid mode go the way that you had planned, or was it just kind of like a test for you guys?
Yeah, well, raid mode was a test. I mean, actually, it went better than I thought it would, to be honest. But, you know, it lasted like a week maybe, and then everyone just kind of went back to, which is fair enough. It's just one, map. I didn't expect it to be the hype for like ages. But because of that, it means that the rest of raid mode that we had planned is kind of on the back burner.
Like high expectations, I guess people have now for like the second episode, I would say.
Yeah, because this obviously work started on the second episode, but yeah, just compared to the first one, it just felt like a really mediocre follow-up.
Okay.
Panda did say something about the kind of rooftop stuff being inspired by 13 Hours.
Yeah, 100%. So we use that as like a direct reference. That and just a lot of Sicario. A lot of stuff in that movie, including some of the uniforms and stuff, have actually been used as reference for this game. So yeah.
Another thing is, like, for future raid mode stuff, I was actually pretty curious about this. Is that going to take inspiration from other kind of military pop culture? Let's say Zero Dark 30, Neptune Spear, that sort of thing.
We never mean to directly copy another, film or game or anything, but yeah, we definitely plan to take inspiration.
You always add your own twist to like things when you see it off of like other games and when you get inspired from it.
So I do hang out around the suggestion channels quite often. I see a lot of requests for that kind of raid mode mission.
Yeah, I actually have as well from just scrolling through. Thing is, they're all at least. We've already planned 5 episodes. Like, we already know what we're going to do. It's just a matter of getting it done at this point.
So it's not like you could like change up off of what other people are saying. You already have, exactly. You already have the whole thing set out and planned. So it's not like,
And a lot of the assets have already been created for them. So yeah, it would be a pain to rewrite it and recreate it at this point.
Well, it's good that you have it all planned out and such. Then you know what you're doing, know what you got to work on, etc. Yeah.
That might be the answer, is like everyone suggesting raid mode missions, like maybe you probably shouldn't do that.
I'm sure you're probably scrolling and then you're like, oh my god, like this, you're seeing the same thing over and over and over, and it's like you already know what you're doing, but can't like tell every single person that keeps suggesting the same thing over and over.
Well, this is this kind of comes back to the point that I think all three of us were really talking about before you kind of joined. like kind of just to braze over the whole Discord aspect. I think now it's a bit clear that the whole Discord side of thing has turned toxic. You know, like I don't
feel
even
like I
enter
know
the
where you're
Discord.
going. Yeah.
There's like different parts of the community. Like you could tell, like there's the PvP, the faction, and then there's just
I
like
just feel
casual
like,
players.
I don't know if it's the
Quite
younger
split up.
generation that are outspoken more than the rest.
I'm sure the loudest ones are like the ones who are like the toxic ones are the most loudest ones, obviously, probably in the BRM.
And that's something I
community,
brought up
but-
with Mike, is that, you know, satisfied
That's
players are
usually,
quiet players, and those who aren't will tell everyone and more.
And it'll make it seem like there's a lot, but like there's so many players that actually like genuinely enjoy the game. But
I have been developing games on Roblox for about 5 years, so I've come to know that. But as for the Discord thing, we like to have freedom of speech, so I don't know.
yeah, obviously, like people could give you
Oh, yeah, of
criticism and
course, yeah.
such. Like that makes sense, but
It just seems that like maybe your interaction with the community gets minimized and softened sometimes because of maybe some of the responses that we can kind of expect already. Maybe that you expect, and maybe that because you've been doing the community development for so long. I haven't done community development, but I've worked with communities and I understand what it's like to have the constant messaging and the constant
pressure too, I
bombardment.
think, yeah.
Yeah, definitely not to the scale that you're probably experiencing it at, but like fucking hell, it's like, I don't know, I feel like maybe you don't want to interact as much because of some of this stuff that you have to go through sometimes.
I feel like maybe like anything you would do, you kind of already gonna get criticized. Like regardless of what you do, you're gonna have people that are upset about what he does. Is what I think from what Nar does. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just part of the job though, and it's worth it to see all the happy people.
Oh yeah,
So-
of course.
Yeah, I like to think that there is like a silent, admiring majority.
Silent majority. Yeah.
I think that's where the viewers come in, right? From the content that's created as well.
Yeah, I love reading you guys like the comments on all of your videos because a
Can
lot
be
of
an
them are just
interesting
like,
place.
"Oh," even if it's copy of the video. Dude, they're quite good usually.
No, they are usually
I
actually
mean-
pretty good.
Yeah, that's like another side. Like you have the Discord community, and then you have like the YouTube ones who aren't like highly like impacting the Discord. They're more active on the YouTube channels and such, commenting. And you get
YouTube
two sides.
Community seems to be a lot chiller.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And
I don't
then
know
there's
from what I've
the-
seen.
There's also the Roblox group wall.
I don't even.
That's interesting.
That's something.
No,
that's
dude.
something.
You
Even
peeked in
the-
there before.
No one touches that. Although I do look through it sometimes, and it's just it's quite funny, some of this stuff. But yeah,
I want tank. Oh my god, I see that every time. Everyone requesting like explosive things. Like damn.
I think someone like wasn't even kidding when they said add nuclear missiles. I think that was your comment section,
Oh my
Mike.
God.
Probably, yo. People will be wilding, man. They want, man. I don't even know the nuclear silo when people were like glitching in stuff like, yo, we need to launch this somewhere. I'm like, what? Like,
I heard there was something planned for that, but because people started glitching in,
yeah. What was the whole backstory
Yeah.
of like the silo, the missile?
you want the long story or the short story?
Let's go along. I don't even care.
we got time.
Yeah, we got time, man.
That was the missile silo thing was the first thing on the new map that was actually built. So they got quite a bit of work. But then, yeah.
And
That
then
happened.
stuff happened.
It was in testing, it was really fun, but we were like, hey, let's leave it and let's make it something cool that, you know, in future people can do and they'll get a badge for it. And then we kept putting it off for updates over and over. We'll do a next update, and we just ended up never doing it.
And then you got
And then
people
people
glitching.
started glitching it, yeah. So then I talked to Panda about it. I'm like, at this point, even if we do it, it's not even going to be hype. So the current thing now is if we ever do finish that area, it will actually be completely different from what it looks like now. Like we'll rework it from scratch. But
Ooh,
we're also
that's-
too lazy to remove it from the map.
Procrastinating into the next update.
I heard people
Yeah.
have gotten like banned for glitching in it nowadays.
No, I don't think
Uh,
it matters now.
does
That
When it first happened, we started banning people, but then I kind of had a change of heart. I'm like, yeah, it's my fault for having the glitches, and it's
And I
kind
felt
of
like-
man, there was also too much work to ban everyone. So we didn't unban anyone, but if you were banned, you can actually PM us and we'll unban you if you really want it. But yeah, you won't get banned anymore.
I felt like there's too many players that would keep doing it over, and then it's like too much. Most
yeah,
definitely.
it's not worth it.
Okay, so for those of you guys in my Discord that are watching, you're good to go.
That's kind of good though that you're gonna revamp it. So it's like, yeah, it's actually something worth like hyped up for, so people can look forward to it.
I have no promises of when that will be though. So
next update.
to be honest, we're more focused on just making new places from scratch than even revamping that place yet.
I'm sure people
But-
would actually like that than the actual silo place. Like if you were to get new places in the map, and such.
Yeah.
I do have one question, not just one question, but I have a question concerning the map. What's the North Island going to be looking like? Because there's still a bunch of empty space there.
That's a good question because I don't really know.
Oh man.
Originally, we were going to have a second city there. And to be honest, we could have, but like at least asset wise, and we had the time to kind of do it. But then we can't just push out a ton of stuff in one update because that would lag the game quite a bit. At least
I
we
can
think.
see that.
Mhm.
So we planned to do it gradually, as in add the north base and then slowly
yeah.
bring it in. But then obviously, like, so I got busy. Most of the devs either studying or also on vacation away from computer. So I haven't got around to actually doing it.
I
No,
see.
it's all good.
What about
So-
the it's also have like anti-air there, specifically at Fort Ronograd.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
those going to be functional?
Yo, those are sick when I seen them, man. Oh man.
Yeah, I really wanted to make them functional, but we decided not to because of a reason that I don't really want to give it away. But when I get around to doing the flight update, they'll be enabled for good reason.
Well, looking
That's
forward.
that's all I can really say. without giving
okay,
it
I
to
I
see.
think it might be have something to do with the A10 still just
Yo,
completely flattening the place.
honestly. It's gonna live up to its name from the devlog. Speaking of
The
devlog,
Hornet's
that
Nest.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think we all appreciate the shout out that we all received from
You think-
the dev blog.
Panda was the one who decided to do that, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's how I found out about Rhino.
Okay, nice.
Oh hell yeah!
There you go.
Because I don't. Do
Yeah,
too
my
much
channel
digging
is
on YouTube.
more.
Kind of makes me sad because in comparison to some of the other guys, as in just other people on YouTube making somewhat BRM content, your stuff's
Quality.
really really high quality.
I
think the
appreciate
one
it,
you
man.
made of like the PvP faction war, oof, I was actually really enjoyable to watch.
I'm
Like-
glad you enjoyed it. I hoped people I just hoped it wasn't too boring, but I tried to put a lot of stuff.
Nah.
His editing is like next level. Same with Kits, man. Oh my god.
The amount of
I
effort that
love-
goes into just putting
Yeah.
together cinematics. So I can skydiving into the North Island, respawning, going back, just for the drone shot. It's fucking top notch, dude.
I mean, so like I was saying this to the guys beforehand. Like I I grew up, right? I'm quite a lot older than most, so I'm pretty old, man. So, but I grew up like fucking watching Frankie's videos and shit like that. When he left, I was like, fuck, man, I love this because I used to play RhinoROBLOX to kind of just help people learn basic functions, right? With milsims, there were people in milsims who I just really got on well with, including two of my really close friends, some Ukrainian medical students who would drink fucking vodka every single day, but we won't go into that too much.
The gang.
Yeah, but like I would just help out. And the same with the inspiration that came for the videos. I missed Frankie and saw BRM5 as like one of the, with the visual updates that have come recently as well, it's given me the motivation to try and make, I don't know, just better content really. So
Inspired you and then
it's a really pretty game to edit.
Good.
Yeah, I would say that BRM5 is probably one of the better looking games, especially just for cinematic related stuff.
exactly.
Yeah,
When I first started playing like the vehicles, that's what got my attention. Like I've never seen something like this on any other Roblox game. That's why I hope BRM gets top page someday, you know? Literally,
me
like the way it looks, like it just doesn't compare, and it's
I think because obviously there's already been a tremendous amount added to the game since the initial release of Operation Viper, right? But it's probably like more of the finer details that I guess some people who don't have the hardware, they're not going to notice it if they're fucking taking all the textures out of their game just to play. I met a lot of people that do some weird shit to play this game because they really want to play it. So I think that's why me as well, I don't have the best hardware, but I I use several different softwares to try and maximize.
Soften up.
I think a lot of it comes
Really
down to
bad
engine limitations.
That's why they don't want
Yeah.
to push out too much content in like one update, so it doesn't lag out completely.
Well, I was going to ask as well, what are, as a development team, as Platinum 5, what are the limitations that you guys face pretty much like most of the, is
As
there a lot
in-
of stuff that you would want to introduce that you just can't introduce yet?
As in due to team restraints or Roblox limitations?
Both. Well,
This is quite a deep hole, but I'll go light on it.
okay.
As far as team limitations go, I'm pretty specific with the people that I like to hire.
Right.
I'm not a fan. I haven't been a fan of contractors for a long time, just because you risk them later on doing something stupid. But I got over that for the most part with raid mode and the new PvP maps. But that's the reason why, you know, I see a lot of people in general, you know, talking about it, and they're just like, why don't you just hire more devs?
I see that all the time. Oh my
It's
gosh.
not as simple as that, especially for programming. If I hire another programmer, before they can like even start on the game, I have to teach them how my framework works. I have to, you know, be able to trust them with the source code for the game,
It's
to
a whole
trust him
process,
or her with player data and stuff like that. So
Some
that's
sensitive
why.
information.
Have you
Yeah,
ever
that's-
had
What the-
Have you ever had like a situation where it's like it backfired on you when you got like? Is that why you're like sort of nervous to like?
I've had a close call, as weird as that sounds, but no, I've just heard horror stories, and because of that,
Now you have caution of
I
like,
yeah, and you know, I see it all the time on Twitter with other big Roblox developers where, you know, they'll just hire whoever they need to get a project out. Sometimes it messes up, and because of that, I like to do my stuff specific. I like to take it slower,
Mhm.
just to make sure that everything's, at least as far as team
That's like
members go,
your
is
lesson. Seeing
solid.
that on Twitter.
Well, I
yeah.
was going to
Yeah.
say that's probably one of the reasons that Platinum 5 as a brand and BRM5 as a game has been so successful, because even though you have your own limitations as a programmer and Panda has his own as a builder, are you a builder as well? You build as well?
I do the terrain.
Okay, cool. But yeah, as far as the limitations go, there's actually, because it is just you guys, you can get exactly what you want. You're
We're pretty solid together because of
The
that.
communication would probably be strong as hell.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how long have you and Panda been working
Yeah,
together?
I've been working with Panda since 2016.
Nice.
So me and him, we worked on Bloxwood, and then eventually, after quite a few failed projects, as in either didn't get made or didn't really spark interest in anyone, BRM was made as a side project. Panda wasn't even on it originally. I was just doing it solo. But then,
Okay.
hey, it picked up some people. So
Panda said, "Hey, what's up?"
we kind of just kept going. And that's one of the reasons why the gameplay in BRM is it gets a little dry after a while. It's because we never actually had a proper plan
Layout,
for this
yeah.
game. We've just been kind of winging it this whole time. But
Got you.
hey, it's gone okay so far. So
Yeah, I think it's good. It's like a video, right? For me, Kit goes into his videos with so much scripting and so much planning, and I think that's why he can do these things like the pilot videos and this really intricate. Like Kit is one of the people that also inspired me to do BRM5 videos, and Mike, because
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I was about to say, like, it's crazy to see how far, like, all the maps we went through and stuff, because of how Nar said, like, he's winging it while he's, like, updating the game. So it's, like, how much, like, the game changed and just seeing new things being added. It's, like, a crazy journey, honestly.
Kind of considering like how much just the player models have evolved. Like when it used to be same player model, everyone's wearing the same thing, like the backpack. It looks like a dough ball.
Yeah, that thing. Yep.
Oh, man.
good old days.
Remember the little zombies that were in the city?
I miss that.
What happened
I
to the
missed that
zombies,
experience.
actually? Like,
Isn't there
what
like
was...
yeah?
The zombies, I felt it changed the game too much. Like it classified it as a zombie game. You know,
Okay,
I wanted it
yeah.
to be open. I wanted it to be like, not that we're going after the armor gameplay style, but I wanted it to be a sandbox of just military stuff rather than
Then having a zombie
bringing
related
in
game. where-
sci-fi
yeah.
sort of elements.
Isn't
think
that
that
what the
would be-
original game was based off of?
Yeah.
Yeah, the zombie. Because I think I played it a couple of times, but way back in the day.
Oh, I think the original Black Hawk Rescue mission was like, this is like back with the shores and all that. You were fighting like zombies, but there's like huge
I
variety.
think it
you know,
jumped
like,
out of a
tanks and all
plane
that.
or
Yeah.
something like that back then. Well, I can't remember.
I know that's what BRM2
To
is
be
all
honest,
about.
I'd like to add a game mode like that. That'll be fun. But this game is more based off one of Platinum 5's more unknown games called Aftermath. It got taken down for some reason. But
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it didn't have zombies. It was all like, it was players all on the same team versus AI enemies with guns.
Speaking of you bringing up like aftermath, weird question, but like, how do you come up with like the operation names? How does that work?
Honestly, we just like wake up, and if we think of something good, we put it in the dev chat, and we kind of just like
Do you ever like
discuss it.
do you ever like view like suggestions and be like, did you ever like pick one and then you had it as like an option and then you guys like voted on it and then
The the most annoying thing is when people suggest operation names, because it's happened in the past. Viper was going to be called something else, but in the week coming up to the operation, someone actually suggested the name that we wanted to use, and it got quite a few upvotes. So we were like, "Crap, we don't want to look
Is
like
that
we're
no more?
Yeah.
wait, what was it supposed to be named?
I honestly can't remember, but it was something snow related, I think.
Blizzard.
And then
Oh my
we were
God.
like, let's do something unique. This
When
is
you
the
guys woke
first
up,
operation with
Viper.
one word. Man, it's cooler.
I think it's
Yeah.
happened with. I think someone said it happened with an update as well. Like someone predicted exactly what was going to come in an update.
Yeah. Oh, well, wasn't scrapped, but someone did almost fully predict what weapons and gear we were going to add. And it made
What
me a
the
little
fuck?
skeptical. I thought we accidentally leaked something, but it was just honest, like just pure
A good
coincidence.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
Time
oh,
traveler.
man. You're probably like freaking out. Like you're asking everyone, like, did you like?
Yeah. No, I did. I asked the dev chat if anyone accidentally leaked something. Because all of us have accidentally leaked something in the past. So,
Right. There's a lot of data, right? Just kind of.
yeah, honestly, it's just from like misclicking the channels and then not noticing before posting
Oh
something.
no! And these guys are quick on it too.
So I have to ask
Yeah.
you now. It's the day of the release of Operation Viper, so it comes before you've actually released the game. What was your feelings like? What was going through your mind during the time of you guys trying to release the game? Kind of during that time period, just before it was released. Like, what was actually happening during that time? I can imagine it was a
pressure.
crazy time.
I think
Oh.
Panda and Visk were asleep.
Oh shit!
Oh man!
And I was just like, because I stayed up for, I think, close to 50 hours before the release of Viper.
50? Did
Holy
you just say
shit.
50?
Wow.
Yeah,
50. Oh my god.
because a ton of stuff went wrong.
Energy
And
drinks
also,
or what? Damn.
and I didn't finish some stuff that I kept putting off because I'm like, oh, it'll take 5 minutes to do, and then it took me like 5 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, but in a weird way, I enjoy it. So
So do you,
at least
kind of
when my
enjoy the
internet
pressure?
doesn't go out.
Yeah,
It
probably
never
used to
goes
the
right.
pressure.
I never learn, but it's still fun.
How did you manage to get through that 50 hours? Like, what the hell? Did you drink and caffeine? Like, oh man.
I bet you got stoned
Yeah.
as fucking just.
You think? Honestly, just a bottle of solo
Water.
I don't know if you guys have that.
We do.
I never heard of it.
I
that's
never
good.
heard of that. Yeah.
It's just it's like no, it's not like Sprite. It's like lemonade. It's like
Mm.
soda.
Oh, I don't
That's
drink
all you
soda,
need, no
so-
Really
caffeine.
good.
For
Oh,
50
man.
hours.
That's crazy. And people, wow.
So what went particularly wrong then?
You
I think
grill
it's gonna
me?
take 5 minutes.
Well, there's Telstra going down. Literally
yeah,
the
I
hour we planned. I remember just sitting back in my chair and legitimately thinking, what are the chances that of all of the days, like down to the hour, it was down to the hour that we wanted to
Oh,
release.
no.
It goes out, and I was just like, what?
So is that a,
no,
is
you're
that a
playing with
common
me.
thing? Like
It is a very uncommon thing. As much as people like to crap on Telstra if you're Australian, it's actually a decent network provider. So I was kind of really angry when I found out that it went out. I was
You're
just
probably
trying
like-
to upload to Roblox and it kept timing out, and then I checked my Discord, nothing was loading.
Were you like scared, like, because like you knew it was gonna get delayed because of it not getting uploaded? You're like, oh no, this community's about to like
Yeah,
bash
they're
on
gonna
it.
explode.
Yeah. Oh
Honestly,
no.
everyone was already kind of angry, so it didn't actually add too much fuel to the fight. If anything, it made me relax a bit because I had an excuse to just rest for a bit.
fair enough.
but actually, that's something I did want to ask a while ago, was kind of what is Platinum 5's policy on delaying things and quality control? And I don't think people understand, like,
There is,
they should be more comfortable with.
yeah, I think people would want to know this the most. It's we decide on a time based on how long it took for the previous operation, and then if we're doing something new. So like why Viper took so long was because we realized that, I can't remember what was before that, Nightfall. We looked at how
Yeah.
long that took, and then we from that decided, okay, it'll probably take us about this long to do Viper. So that's why we've been able to slowly not have to delay as long. like the delay for Aftermath when it came out was a lot longer than we delayed for Nightfall, which was Nightfall's delay was then longer than what we had to do for Viper, if that makes sense. We delay if we haven't finished stuff. So that's all I can say. As for quality control, it consists of me play solo in studio, and if something breaks and I fix it, I kind of just use the first 5 minutes of people playing as quality control. That's why the operation will usually come out, and then about an hour later, all the servers will just shut down because it'll be me doing a follow-up patch. Is it the best method? No, not at all. But
at least it's something. I mean,
it's as bad as this says, especially as the lead kind of developer. I kind of have just been too lazy to get around to actually getting a proper quality control team together. So
managing,
yeah.
And is this all because of like just simply because of the idea that I get from what you say in some of your announcements is that it was just kind of a project that took off, right? And it kind of gained a lot of people who kind of had some expectations and demands, who kind of thought, hey, like these demands need to be met and these things need to be done to kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of like an obligated culture kind of going on within
I think it's just because Platinum 5, the way we present ourselves is kind of like we're this kind of AAA studio. Like,
oh, definitely.
Don't get me wrong. I talk quite a bit in general, but for the most part, the developers, we stay silent, and that's because we want the information about the game to always come through official channels. So, a Discord announcement, a YouTube video, something like that.
With full context. You don't want people to just take sense out of your general chat and then be like, oh, look what you said, and then
well, that's why I'm more open to doing something like this, what we're doing now, than to just randomly answer people's questions in the Discord as we go. Because as I don't know if you guys are aware of the whole LMG debate.
We discussed,
we've been talking about
Well,
a lot of people have just been thinking that we're not adding LMGs because of a reason that I said 6 months ago, and I really regret saying that.
That was not a general chat, or okay.
Yeah, I just said it in a general chat, and at the time I didn't regret it because that was the reason. But the thing is, this stuff comes back to bite you, and I didn't realize, but a lot of people still thought that was the reason, and they're like, "Oh my god, dumb."
Yeah. If you look into suggestion discussion at any time, there are people who have screenshots logged, stored in various places for every occasion. It's incredible.
Now he has to watch everything he says because one word or
They'll be like, Panda said, I don't know, 10 years ago that this wasn't going to be the case.
Oh, they have a whole folder drive dedicated for it.
I shit you not, there are people that have that.
Probably.
I've seen someone show me their folder of screenshots.
Is that creepy?
Yeah, you have it.
Yeah.
You're probably like, wow, we're just okay. Don't even know what to expect.
I don't know. I know.
So I just wanted to say the thing I was getting to with that is because people think that we are some huge AAA studio, or at least we act like one. They think that we can pull off anything, we can make anything happen in the game. Truth is, I'm an intermediate, maybe advanced programmer. I can't actually program anything I want. Same goes for modeling. We do have our limitations. And that's why some stuff hasn't been added, simply because, as sad as it sounds to say this, we can't. We don't know how. At least we don't know how to do it well. So
your limits.
Kind of the vibe that I always got as well.
It's not as simple as checking the update weekly box in game settings.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That being said, you mentioned that you wanted to talk more through kind of official means, so YouTube videos, dev blogs, Discord announcements, and such.
Yeah.
Do you think that you are communicating, not just you, but Platinum 5 as a whole, communicating enough with the broader community, not just the Discord community, but the YouTube community, the Roblox community as well?
Definitely not. It's hard to reach everyone though, because Discord is obviously the most convenient, I think.
I tend to agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Getting to everyone in the game, everyone in the Platinum 5 community means either putting a shout on the group, which will reach absolutely no one, or it means putting
Oh man.
or it means putting some sort of message in game, but then that kind of clutters UI and it doesn't feel that like professional. So we're kind of limited as it goes for that. Maybe we could use Twitter more, but even then there are a lot of people that, you know, I would argue that we actually get more people reading our messages on Discord than we do on Twitter and stuff like that. So yeah.
Right.
So Discord's like the main force of like
Yeah,
your interaction.
And I'll be honest, we don't really have plans to make an attempt to reach everyone. We have Discord. It's there for people if you want to catch up with us.
Right.
Good.
No, even like the
Q&A.
dev blogs. That was
Mhm.
like when you first released the dev blogs, that was like something I was very happy about. Like that's at least something that you can give the community to like.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's a
about.
massive step up.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah, we did dev vlogs because we couldn't fit enough into a single message on Discord. So
Who
Yeah.
thought of that actually? Like who thought of like
Is that Panda's idea or?
yeah.
the dev vlog.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It was my idea because I wanted to write something like what CS:GO did. I
Kinda
thought
like
it would be
patch
cool.
notes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then it kind of just it went from being a patch notes thing to a blog, and then it went from being a one-off to
Four-part.
having 4 issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
you
I
you
see
like
how-
it. I really like it. I
I
thought it was
think-
a good introduction.
I think you got like really good reviews, and then that's why you probably made the second one. Like a lot of people enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
we realized that a lot of people liked it because it actually, you know, let everyone know that, hey, we are doing things. And
Not just sleeping.
in yeah. In future, we might be doing more stuff and actually showing off what we're working on, so you'll be able to see stuff that isn't fully completed.
Possible
But-
leaks. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I usually only like showing people the final product because otherwise people will make suggestions based on a
Like,
work
jump
in
to
progress thing.
conclusions.
Yeah. And that, you know, that can be kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's pretty volatile. Like sometimes you'll have something playing last minute, you change it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kind of like
Because
with
nothing is like. Yeah.
kind of with the voice lines for raid mode. That's all I've seen so far. It was last minute. I enjoyed it. I was just like, though.
Yeah, it was missing something when I was playing through it, and I'm like, I wonder if Kit could quickly whip these up. And you did.
Oh
and
my
you
God.
did it.
Well, like, you asked me at like 5 in the morning, and it was,
Kit was
I think it was like
telling
a
us
weekend.
about
I was
it.
still
Oh,
asleep,
man.
and I was like, shit. And I went and replied, and I was like, he's probably asleep. He is asleep.
Oh man.
They turned out pretty well, and people seemed to get hyped when they heard them. So
When I first played that, like, oh my gosh, I was blown away with Austin. It was unreal,
No.
and that was just it's just another experience. Like raid mode, that I'm like looking forward to the second one. I think everyone is like, holy. And then you said that was like more of like a test, right? Like that wasn't like a
Yeah.
complete like project.
I didn't want to do anything too crazy.
Is that
Yeah.
kind of BRM5's answer to a campaign?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I should mention that raid mode is pretty much Lace's idea. I think that's what her username is currently. The Lovelace, the operations manager.
Like hell.
So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I kind of I kind of not ruined it, but the current raid mode mission is not as good as it was supposed to be. And it kind of misses what it was supposed to
the
like.
story or like
No, just like how it played out. Yeah, I don't really know the words for it, even though I developed it. Whatever.
was it like time
the second
stream?
episode?
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I was working on it up until the release. Like I was working on it the whole week, and I scrapped the entirety of it 1 week before release because I didn't like it, and I redid it from scratch. So that's why it's kind of like it feels a little incomplete. But I'm happy most people still liked it.
I definitely enjoy it a lot. And I'm definitely biased, but I enjoy it a lot. The other thing is kind of my bigger critique of raid mode, or at least the first missions, that feels a bit linear. The invisible barriers on the roof.
100%.
Are there any plans to change that though?
I don't plan to rework the first mission just because it gives me PTSD. But for the missions coming, we plan to give them a lot more thought so that sort of feeling that you're just following the game isn't there. I do want it to make it feel like you're actually in this scenario and you're playing it out how you want rather than, just following
With
stuff.
the like new like episodes of the raid missions, I don't know if you want to say it, but like would we see like a variety of new AI types and such, like enemies, or like how challenging do you think it would how challenging do you think it would get as we go through the mission?
We're gonna have kind of like two types of missions. There'll be the more story-driven ones, which is what the next episode will be most likely, where it's kind of easy, basic enemies, but it will actually like you'll feel like you're in a movie.
Like the
and I
lore,
mean
like you'll get more story.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, but then we're also gonna have the death trap missions,
Oh,
where you really will be expected to either play with a team or be like a 5-star insane player if you want to clear it. And in those ones, yeah, we'll probably have new enemy types.
I think there was that one idea that I brought up a while ago concerning raid mode weapons and like them kind of having a personality around the mission. Has that been considered?
As in like the weapon you win has something to do with the mission?
So like the raid mode drops. Let's just say, I'm just spitballing by the way. Let's say a DMR, you had a mission that involved a lot of longer range stuff.
I think I know what you mean. And yeah, we're kind of doing that. Like the C7 was kind of a random drop for a mission like that. But for the next mission, and I can't speak to the ones after that because we haven't gone that far in planning with them. But with the next mission, players will actually be forced to use a weapon that the game assigns them and a uniform. Yep. And you will probably win those equipment from drops if you want to use them outside of the mission.
That's pretty sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that's great from a gameplay perspective, just like so you're used to, using it, introduces you to it.
Yeah.
Will your actual kit have any effect at all? Like will there be some missions where you get night vision, some that you don't?
You mean will it matter what loadout you have going into it?
As in like will your loadout also be decided, or is it just a uniform and
Oh no, yeah, it will your loadout will be completely useless basically. It will overwrite everything except probably not your secondary, but like that's kind of who cares?
Useless. Second, yeah.
Most of them are the same. And obviously it won't change your face, skin color, stuff like that. So that stuff will stay the same, but it'll change your helmet, vest, uniform, and primary.
Speaking of equipment and such, would we ever see like melee weapons and such, like knives and who knows, maybe like punching, like how the AI could do that?
I won't lie, I've thought about it. I honestly don't have a good answer to give you. It's just like I see where it could be used, but I also don't think it's that much of a priority. We have no plans right now.
Okay.
I think people's biggest argument is like them running dry really early in, and they just have no ammo for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean,
I can imagine PvP though.
Be better.
Oh my god! If you somehow manage to run out of ammo in PvP,
people wouldn't even run out of ammo. People would go for the melee kills. They wouldn't even try to.
That's
the only reason why I play Phantom Forces is because I got all the melees.
Lightsaber, everything.
Man. I'm terrible at aiming in Phantom Forces. I used to be great, but now I haven't played it in so long. I'm absolutely trash.
I'm trash too. Plus, there's so many new guns and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on in that game.
I think it's just empty content at that point.
Yeah, they've kind of overdone it. Not that like I don't have anything against them, but I mean they've realized that and they're working on a new project for that reason. So yeah, good for them.
And like Core 6 or whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm hyped.
Yeah, that looks
really
nice.
It's gonna be good.
It looks really good.
On another note, just kind of answer for the suggestion discussion people is, does BRM5 lean more towards realism or accessibility?
Can you elaborate?
So like kind of you mentioned before, like it doesn't have unnecessary movement. Like I mentioned head inertia and earlier, like is everything supposed to be realistic down to the guns and the gear and the mechanics and everything?
No, not at all. I realized that I've been using the word realistic wrong quite a bit. A lot of the time early on with the community, when I said stuff was like, when I said the game was trying to be realistic, I solely meant the look of it, as in it's meant to look like real life as much as it can, being a Roblox game.
Yeah.
As for mechanics, it's quite arcadey. and it's meant to be like that. I don't want. I'm gonna be real. I get sick. I get motion sick playing games like Standard Issue, State of Anarchy, even Phantom Forces. I don't know. Mess with my eyes, and then having to develop a game like that. Why would I do that?
Make a game for his own eyes.
Why would I make a game that I get sick playing? So yeah,
but it's also good because you attract a much larger variety of people because it's easy to pick up.
It makes it quite generic. You know, you can have people that would enjoy playing Jailbreak could also enjoy playing BRM, but then people who play State of Anarchy could also enjoy playing BRM. It's got a decent middle ground. But yeah,
I think those were the kind of first videos that I started doing. Actually, were State of Anarchy ones. Like I've only been editing for like I don't know 5 months or something like that.
It's a nice looking game.
Yeah, it's
even like down. You said that you
have you seen the new update? Sorry, kid.
No, go ahead.
They added a new update to like the coastlines and stuff like that with like trees and stuff. It's a lot different now. So
really. I actually gotta play. I haven't played it in like a month, I think.
Yeah, it's gotten some pretty decent optimizations as well, but it's still a bit too unoptimized for my liking.
The reason we added FPS arms was because I was playing State of Anarchy, and I was just like, this looks so much better. And I added them in that afternoon and had it ready for Viper.
So. Oh man, he's like, I gotta add this in.
Yeah, Visk made the arm models in like 2 days, or even less. I think they look pretty good.
That's good. My only thing with State of Anarchy, it's kind of embarrassing because I keep accidentally taking my mags out and back in.
Yeah,
I don't know what my guns look.
Yeah,
like see someone's like
everyone
click,
does, I think. Yeah.
And it's not. You mentioned, just even though it's trying to look as close to real life as possible, I've seen because I'm familiar with a lot of these products in real life. You've even taken some creative liberties modeling the gear as well. It doesn't have to be one-to-one to real life.
Yeah. I mean, that's for a few reasons. It's because like they don't look that good when you model them one for one on a Roblox character, because we're not blocks in real life. But then also it's not copyright. Copyright isn't really an issue because it's like, how would they prove it? It's more just we want it to look cool but different.
Original.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely original.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm totally cool with that. You're taking creative liberties, and it's great.
The original idea was to have fictional brands in the game. So that's why you have, I think it's called Atlas is one of the brands. Rycon is one of them. And we were going to have it like, advertisements for those brands just kind of like scattered around the map as Easter eggs. But we never got around to it because time.
It's like Apex precision versus Cry precision.
Yeah, sorry.
And they have the
Apex,
TCV instead of the AVS.
Yeah, I wanted to make it so that high tier players like 5-star, you could order like a custom one for like 10k in game, and you could have like text running along the side of it or something. But
how much should I pay this to like model my play carrier?
Yeah, unfortunately, the game is huge now. So it wouldn't really be I don't know. I think it would be a hit, but it wouldn't be very viable to do with this many people playing.
No, true. Actually, yeah.
Open the mailbox day one. You just have like millions of requests.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And is that the similar case for like custom nameplates or even factions submitting their own custom uniforms? Because I've seen that a lot. People
custom uniforms.
Yeah, that's a shout actually.
Yeah. So I'll cover. There's different reasons for those nameplates. We don't have it custom because it's hard to filter what people
bypass. They're gonna bypass.
Even with the Roblox filter.
Terrible.
I don't trust it, and it looks really bad to have someone running around with something, because there are some words that aren't necessarily bad, but when you put it into the context, Jesus, if you put it into the context of war, it might come across as quite offensive. And if this were a game on Unity or Unreal, I wouldn't care. Let people be as offensive as they want, but at the end of the day, this is a Roblox game. Yeah. So it is kind of our responsibility to make sure that stuff doesn't happen. As for faction uniforms, if we started accepting a few, then we would get thousands of requests.
Everyone would get jealous,
right.
And then
it kind of sets a precedent for.
I mean, we tried to add uniforms based on factions, like the Kanzoff uniform.
Oh yeah,
that was added because of that faction. Like they didn't ask for it specifically, but we just were like, hey, they don't really have a nice uniform, so we made them one.
That's like the Australian, like the green or whatever.
Yeah. So, if someone makes a faction that doesn't currently have a uniform and it gets people in it, then yeah, we'll probably give you guys a uniform, but we won't take special requests for existing ones.
What about having like standard issue platinum division uniform, even though it's like comprised of countries?
I know what you mean. We wanted to do that, just another case of haven't got around to it.
Because I know, because a bunch of people who are like big SAS fans are like, oh man, why do 0 stars have to be SAS? Getting all up in arms.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's because SAS, despite being one of the best, special forces out there, it's also the most well known, I would say. So that's why we have it as the beginner one, because everyone knows the SAS. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Although I'd say CAG is probably, maybe not CAG, like NSW SEALs in recent years. But then you have a bunch of Americans that are just
All right, I'm gonna go and flat out and ask this one. Is there any, or has there ever been any kind of speculation to introduce any kind of like any different types of vehicles regarding like watercraft and stuff like that? Like any other plans to do with the water or because I know the carrier was introduced and it just kind of. I don't know, my imaginative brain kind of, when I create a video or I think about something, I kind of run with it and go with it. Like I know a lot of people do, but I can have the control to not be like, hey, I expect this and I expect that and give me this and give me that kind of thing, So, but it does make your imagination kind of play off like, hey, we've got a massive carrier there. Is there going to be boats?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
No, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't see a reason why not. We've talked about it. It is. I feel so awful just keep saying this, but it is just a thing of eventually we'll get to it.
Of course.
Is it also because my bad, but was it because of like the water, like how it takes up so much room, like storage for like Roblox or memory, whatever it was? I seen something around that. Yeah,
that's the other reason is water, like the actual terrain voxel on the map, very memory intensive. Yeah. Like if we were to make, like a lot of people ask, can you make the water deeper? And it's like they don't realize if we make the water deeper by
a shit ton.
8 studs, it will add like half a gigabyte into memory.
Jesus.
And it's like the trade-off for that is just not worth it. Roblox did say that they're improving performance, and I think they actually already pushed the update. But until I see actual results, unfortunately, the water won't get deeper. And until the water gets deeper, there won't be any water vehicles.
People will fall to death pretty much until Roblox pushes out an update.
Did you like put a kill brick in there recently?
I just there's a property in the workspace on Roblox Studio called Destroy Fallen Brick Height, and it was set at the wrong value, so I just moved it up to where it should be, and that's why you die as soon as you fall through it, or anything gets destroyed, including airplanes, helicopters, will just get removed if you go under the water.
Okay. And for the is there any? So I know you kind of glossed over the possibility of having the bartering system. I just wanted to kind of know what your plans were, your desires, and what the realities and the expectations would actually be.
Quite a few people will probably watch this, so this will probably be my official-ish announcement on it. Shop and bartering system had this huge plan that we were going to follow, but it didn't. I don't know. Got into development of it. I got it working. Like you could kind of trade with NPCs. You could deliver stuff to villagers. It felt really empty though. Even though you're probably listening to me saying this, going, "Oh, that sounds pretty cool." It felt really amateur the way I programmed it. So that's why I delayed it. And then after I delayed it, I just never got around to actually redoing it. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, at least you're being honest, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I guess it does. Yeah. I guess it does tie in a lot with the NPCs having to feel human, like authentic.
Yeah, it just felt like something that was programmed by someone who had just started out on Roblox. Which it's embarrassing to say, but I'm
At least you're
all,
honest.
you know, I don't regret leaving it out. In fact, I'm happy that I did because it would have seriously made the game kind of feel
Strange.
The standard wasn't there,
it
like,
did.
yeah.
It felt strange.
Because I
That's
can
actually a pretty
understand.
good-
I can relate to. I can imagine like a larger scale AI based bartering system, right? But with the game is being so, especially if you play in a really high resolution, it looks fucking amazing, and the feel for the kind of the system, it may not be the same, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, even the current NPCs are really, really basic and leave something to actually be desired. But yeah, imagine the current NPCs, like the guy you talk to with the guitar,
Oh yeah, KP.
but like somehow worse,
Oh,
somehow
no.
less emotional.
Maybe it's
And
because
like
they're
a-
giving you stuff.
just a Walmart
just-
version of him. That's what you got.
It didn't feel fulfilling. It didn't feel like you were actually delivering supplies to a village who needed it. It felt like you were just moving a brick to a brick.
Running
It didn't
errands.
feel good. Yeah.
Oh my
God.
And yeah, go on.
Okay. The other day, Mike and I were joking around of like, if KP was done a little bit differently, we could buy his guitar off of him as a weapon. Just whack people with it in multiplayer.
Oh my god.
I mean, the original idea was to let players play the guitar, but
Yo.
I like your suggestion better. Actually, I don't know. Playing the guitar in a PvP match would be pretty good.
Oh
It's moral support.
yeah.
You think there will be more kind of introductions to those kind of like little the little kind of animations and stuff? Yeah, just like, well, no, maybe not this. Well, definitely side quests, but like
The little houses around too. Like that's
yeah,
perfect
that's true. Yeah.
cabins or whatever.
I mean, all of those were involved with the shop and bartering system, hence why they're there.
Okay.
And then because I ended up leaving out the NPCs. They're kind of just ghost towns right now, but they will probably get something.
Any plans for the UN commander at the spawn tents?
I mean, I'd like for his messages to not be clipped when you use them, but yeah, he's gonna continue just standing.
Will you still give credits if you strafe him with the A10?
Oh, I never fixed that, did I?
I haven't played it recently. I haven't tried it yet. Maybe it still does.
Wow,
Wow.
that's news to me.
Same with KP.
Yeah, that is not even trying.
It doesn't have to be an A10. You can shoot him with turrets on a gun and he'll die. Like,
Oh.
sorry, he won't die. He'll continue standing there, but you'll just get credits once. Like, it's not too bad of a glitch, but it's a little odd.
Can you imagine just like repeating, getting like 50 credits or whatever over and over?
Oh my god, that would be so
be-
broken.
That
I don't
would
know
be
if
an
you
issue.
I don't know if you guys remember what's the name of it? Tom Clancy's Vegas 2. It's an old game.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You used to be able to glitch, you used to be able to rank up to elite in multiplayer and in campaign mode by it was a weird glitch. You used to have to go to a certain mission and blow up things and shoot people over and over again. It just reminded me of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's any developer's worst nightmare. I think.
Yeah.
I can imagine like Mike's new best grinding method video. Take a striker, go to the UN commander, hold space.
Yeah.
Oh man, imagine. In terms of like PvP, what direction would you like? What direction do you have for it? Would you think you're gonna add like more game modes than what it already has, like 5v5, 2v2, and like ranked, or do you think it's gonna stay like that for a while?
It's a good point. I mean, it'll definitely, 5v5, 2v2s, and ranked. Those will be the three
Main,
PvP
like,
modes.
okay.
Yeah, I don't plan to add another PvP mode. Because a lot of people were requesting open world PvP. Like 50v50 or something like that.
That's
But
something.
There's
That
a reason.
yeah.
There's a reason I have added private servers and I added friendly fire. I
Oh, yeah,
honestly think it's better
Yeah.
and will be more fun if people go and find a faction that's doing it rather than
Most
me
definitely.
opening up.
Yeah, I've done like
Open matchmaking.
I've done like a convoy one, and then that was like so much damn fun. Like I loved it when friendly fire
Yeah.
was on.
And that was before
okay.
vehicle damage.
Yeah, I did that before the vehicle.
And now
Damn
with
it.
it, it's even
Yo,
even
that's
better.
gonna be crazy. Yeah, that friendly fire, that enables you to do so much. Like it's unreal.
I think that's the kind of representation that I try to get across in my videos as well. It's like when I try and make a video, I try and give it a standpoint from someone who's kind of new to the game and is like experiencing this thing for the first time, right? So like,
That's
join-
why I really liked your video on it.
Yeah, like join CanSoftCom. The reason why I introduced CanSoftCom is because their ability, regardless of ranks, I know there's a lot of like stipulation between, let's grind for ranks and this shit, but I'm a grown ass man. I don't need to like grind for no ranks. Or anything like that, you know?
Captain Rhino.
Yeah, like I started making videos for them, and they treated me well, and I carried on making videos for them. So it was
Nice.
it's nice to give people like a first, because a lot of kids don't really want to join a faction because they don't want to get treated like shit, because it can be a bit of a strange place. But yeah, I try and promote that.
That's definitely why I stay away from factions nowadays, like just the community in general, because there's a lot of kind of dick measuring power fantasy that goes around. It gets kind of toxic with a lot of people.
I think for me, if you treat this game as it's more for me like it's way more nostalgic if you come for a little while and you go away for a little while, you play a few games, and then you come back with some friends or CanSoftCom or whoever it is you play
Whenever
with.
you have like a group, yeah, exactly. When you have a group to play with, that's like the experience is like far more better than you playing by yourself or with randoms.
And I think some people get it a bit confused that no game, like if you're having to find a game that you need to be interested in all the time because you play it all the time and you need more and more and more, I think that's when you start kind of blurring the lines a bit. You just make it unenjoyable for yourself, that kind of thing. I think that's what a lot of people in the community have done. They've just played a bit too much Roblox.
I know what you mean, but as a developer, it just means that I'm actually not doing my job right. Because technically, people should be able to play the game constantly, and it should be fun. But the thing is, it is like Arma. Like I don't enjoy playing Arma like 24/7 every single day. No. I kind of find it really fun to just do it every now and then with a close group of friends and just like kind of mess around. And that kind of happened the same with BRM5 unintentionally, but that's kind of seems to be the way to best enjoy the game.
That's one thing, because every time you like were to like release an update, people would just grind on it like the first day or two, and then it gets stale the next, and it's like
of course
it's like they ruin they just ruin it for themselves when an update comes out.
Slow.
Yeah.
That being said, I do think that a little more attention on persistent gameplay, like randomized enemy events, would be great.
Yeah.
Convoy,
we got plans. We got plans for that. Don't worry.
Okay.
Any plans to expand on Zeus, like more than just prop and unit placement?
I mean, what else does Zeus do?
Well, you can
we zap people?
Oh my god,
zap
yes.
people?
Fire support as well.
Yeah. Mortify.
You can set
No, maybe we're asking a bit too many.
Yeah.
Would be.
Oh man.
I mean, to be honest, Zeus. I mean, for the most part, most people know by now that a lot of the official factions have been given a one-time offer to test out Zeus over the next like week. There are still no plans to give it to public yet, but it will be like if you have a faction, doesn't have to be official, but if you have a faction it's being used, then we might give it to you. We'll see.
We'd possibly use it for our event.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it.
Well, yeah.
To it's more. It's not because I want it to be this high tier thing that only the elites can use. It's just because with Zeus you can make some questionable things. So I need to be careful who is given access to it, as to not make the game look
fucking Nazi signs all over the place.
Swastikas
all over the shit.
Exactly.
And the other thing is like
accountable.
When you're testing, you do want that specific response, so you choose the factions because they will guarantee a good response.
Yeah, I need to make sure it's good feedback, not just.
So I wanted to also kind of talk about the possibility of a different kind of testing phase in the future. I know even though there's always going to be a lot of people who are committed to the community and probably deserve way more opportunities and stuff like that, I was wondering if there was any plans maybe in the future to have maybe a bit more of a available dedicated team for testing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely want to do one for PvP. Where you can just sign up for it and then randomly we'll just have PvP testing sessions for like new map layouts.
Okay.
That sounds good.
That sounds
as
pretty
for
cool.
open world, probably not. Most of it doesn't need testing by a lot of people. But
okay,
we have had cases with, I think we did something for Nightfall where I needed to test it with a lot of people, and I just made a temp channel where people could join and test. But yeah, nothing permanent for open world testing, at least.
Okay. And for the because I know all three of us, been planning some pretty extensive kind of missions, but we kind of had to put them on hold because we didn't know what was going to come out with the updates. But now everything's kind of being released,
Unfolded.
yeah, we can kind of get back on job with it. The only problem that I'm finding is obviously I don't have as much exposure as the other two guys. So when I have to make a video, I have to put a hell of a lot of work in to get all of the resources to be able to kind of get the clips, because you can imagine the people that I have to play with to get some of the clips that I have to get. Half of the footage I can't even use. Most of the time when I create one video, I'm using about 300 gigs of footage.
Jesus.
Yeah, all chopped up.
You record at 4K, don't you?
So
I think
I do a lot of tricks. I use something called super dynamic resolution, right? Because I only have a 1050. But the super dynamic resolution on NVIDIA cards, really, if you're not so good with anti-aliasing, I'm lucky that I have a decent CPU, I guess. But if you use the super dynamic resolution, it's used in older games to make the anti-aliasing and the resolution a lot bigger. So I play at 4K resolution in super dynamic resolution, but in reality, it's not really 4K. And the codec that I use when I'm encoding my video, I export it in 4K. So it actually, it's kind of cheeky, but when I kind of stole the intro for the the Platinum 5 off of YouTube, it kind of like it uploaded in 4K, so it stretched out a lot better and kind of
I did not know you could do that with NVIDIA cards, and that's really interesting because I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah,
and I didn't know you could. So thank you. I'm
actually releasing a video explaining to people with a laptop, because I'm actually using a laptop to play BRM5. But I use an external monitor, right? I've got like a 27-inch curved monitor, and I got all my peripherals and all that. It's it's nice.
It's so powerhouse there.
Yeah.
Tricks up his sleeves, man. God.
Yeah, man. It's like fucking $600 setup, you know?
Oh, man.
I mean, like, the amount, like, I seriously admire Rhino and the amount of effort that not just goes into production, but like editing and everything. It's amazing.
I appreciate it, man. Pretty fucked up a lot of the time that when I make all of my videos, but it's all right. Like I'm really creative when it comes to trying to get.
I
see the development teams. I see what they're trying to portray. I see what you guys are trying to portray in the game, and I try to emphasize that even more through the 4K footage. So
really
the intro to the last video looks good.
I should really add a free cam for
that.
Private service. I feel like a lot of people want that.
Because I've had to contemplate sitting
jumping
on
out
top
of helicopter.
Jumping out of choppers and sitting on top of jeeps
God.
while people drive them like I'm a camera crew or some shit.
And that'd be great for tutorials as well, because you could pan over a formation or whatever.
That's so much easier. Could you imagine all the work that goes into going into helicopter, jumping out, going back into it, jumping out again?
Yeah, for Reynolds drone cam.
Literally, yo.
I got the inspiration, like I said, from Frankie, right? He explains in some of his videos how he does these scenes and all of these other things. Like he would he would die at a certain spot, and even though it takes him 35 tries to get back to that same spot in the same, because don't forget it changes to night pretty quickly in game, so I have to wait until it goes daytime.
Think about that.
Man, I have to wait a while sometimes to.
If it makes you feel any better, we're adding a ability to pause the day-night cycle.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Very soon.
Can you set the time as well?
That's what the disabling compounds, right?
Yep. All of that will come together. Probably tomorrow.
Oh,
nice.
Or Monday. It just depends.
Yep.
It would be nice to have you and the team involved in some of the events that we got planned. I really would. I know you guys are really constrained for time and all of that, but
I'm usually down. I don't know what the other developers are doing.
Nah.
This could probably be down.
Yeah. Just anyone really. If anyone wanted to get, it would just be nice to involve you guys within the.
I'm sure the community would like love it.
Yeah, we don't have to. It would be nice to just draw in a few people that are maybe not like favorited or anything like that. Just kind of, would be responsible enough to come along to a big event like that and be part of it. Really,
like I definitely want to integrate a lot more. Not just as like we're sucking off the devs sort of thing, but get closer.
It's just the interaction between like the developers and the community that a lot of people have questions about. That definitly like make an impact.
I'd appreciate a good relationship.
I mean, you two reached out to me. I didn't. When I first, like started seeing you, I was looking at Mike's videos, like, fuck, how do I do better than this guy? Like,
that's how I originally saw the A10 video. I was like, fucking hell, I could do so much better.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I saw
my PC was garbage, bro. I was so thankful that my audience like raised like enough for me to get a better one.
Yeah, no, you've done amazing work. That's why I used you as but there was a there was a margin, right? You were the best you are the best BRM5 content uploader in my opinion. So
no, like
now that we all talk, I constantly look at your videos and I'm actually really happy, and I give you the support that I give you because the content you make is consistent, so and it's really good content. So
like I understand like back then like the quality wasn't there, but like I don't private them. I don't care about like I want to see like the progression that I've made from like back then compared to now and just like see like how much of a difference it is now.
Of course.
Well, it's not only that, it's genuine. Like it's Mike there. It's his content. He owns it, and it's awesome.
I can't do those live streams, man. That's too much.
Oh, dude, people criticize like, oh my god, these PvPers, man, they're something else.
Not gonna name any.
Very competitive.
You know who you are.
Yeah. We're not gonna mention. We ain't gonna be dropping no names in this one.
That was really cool when Panda hopped into the stream.
Yeah.
When I started dissing the helmets, that was kind of embarrassing.
Even the raid mode, I remember seeing there. Appreciate that.
I think it's time I start asking some questions.
Oh yeah,
Mike.
Hello.
When's the next top 3 plays video, man?
Oh my gosh.
I'm waiting.
Honestly, I didn't. Hey, I mean, I can start that back up. Literally, like I don't know, like. Sometimes I feel like, okay, these guys don't like it, and I'm gonna stop. But then I'm like, okay, maybe some of these guys really like it, and I should bring it back. But now that you said the top 3 plays of the week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I feel like, obviously, I do way more PvP than open world, but I could get back into it. I always try to do PvP. It's more of like, I don't know, I was always a PvP guy, like playing Phantom Forces, playing Apocalypse Rising. Like, I love those games. And,
It seems to be what most people on your channel enjoy, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Is the PvP content.
I have a question. When did you like figure that I uploaded like BRM? Like, how did you find, like, when did you find me?
Kind of sounds weird, but as a developer of the game, you kind of just search up, or at least I do. I don't know why I'm saying every developer does this, but I just kind of searched up videos of BRM just to see what people thought about it.
That is crazy because, okay, so the Conqueror's 3, right? And like, one of the community managers, I was talking to him and he's like, Broken Bone does that too. He just searches up like developer. He always told me like developers just search up like their own game to see who's on it, like what's trending and such. And now that you say that, it's like crazy. Like, I didn't. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
But that's how I found you at least. I just searched. I just found one of your videos, and then I kind of kept watching because they were pretty they were better quality than what everyone else was doing at the time. So
yeah.
And even from like a content creator angle, because I know Mike and I, we both kind of scout out people. That's how we found Rhino. We're like, holy shit, this is so fucking good. How's it only have 100 views?
Quality is there, man.
So I was thinking as well, man. I was like, God damn.
Like you kind of like snoop around looking for
you see
the
like
occasional gem.
I'm sure we're all looking like content creators ourselves. We're looking at who's rising, who are we competing with like in BRM. So for like honestly, like I search up BRM, I'm seeing who's on the block. Like even people like Band-Aids and Tanker. Like they were slowly creeping into BRM, and I know Petrify too.
I think like Oscar too.
Yeah, Oscar.
Oh, yeah,
Oscar
as well.
Crazy.
I fucking killed Oscar in the closed alpha of hedgerows too.
Oh man,
that was funny.
Thing is, a lot of those bigger YouTubers, you know, they play games like Fenifos. It's just because there's so much content, which means they can make quick videos.
Oh,
The problem with BRM is
we
to
had
be a
that
creator
talk,
of it. You got to have a little bit more patience, and you need to be a little bit more creative as a person. You have to really think about how to.
It is
fucking hard, man. It's really.
We literally had this talk. We were like, "Yo, we have to literally."
Before you entered the call, we were having this discussion.
You gotta set the scene and all that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like because like I understand like the updates. You can't just like keep releasing updates like daily. Like that would be like fucking. I don't even know. That's superpower. But like you have to think of like certain like ideas like to do in like open world PvP. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, you're gonna get either burnt out or your audience won't like enjoy the same thing over and over.
It would be pretty
That's
tough.
why my kind of method is like when I'm recording so there will be a deployment announced. It could be most of the time it's about 1 o'clock in the morning for me, so I'm fucking tired to shit. I'm dying already. And I'll go to these deployments and I have to kind of hope that these guys have something well planned, and I'll just take clips from different parts and just push it together. Yeah, I've actually had quite a lot of luck. A lot of my videos are to do with luck, to be completely honest with you.
Just developing this game.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of things. Like that's why I can relate to you in that sense, because it's just like a project that you do because you can. And it's like
just hope it turns out okay.
But with me, I don't have all of these expectations. I just create content to be viewed, and I don't know.
On the other end of the spectrum, though, it's a good game for content at the same time as funny as it sounds, because you don't have to do much in post. It's already a good looking game. It's like perfect.
Beautiful game.
I just have to clip this, done.
Literally, when I first found it, like I'm like, how is this not at the top page? Like people are playing Adopt Me, and like they're missing out on this good old BRM, man. Like literally, like, like come on, I mean, playing the wrong things.
That's the youngsters, isn't it?
We stuffed up in the department of finding a game that little kids will enjoy, because that is the majority target audience of Roblox itself. Yeah. But I mean, apparently quite a few people still like it, so I'm happy.
You got a lot of people in Asia that play
BRM. Philippines. Oh my gosh,
my Philippines, the Filipinos are popping on my channel. I got like 2% British people that watch me. They're like, fuck this guy, we don't need him. It's the Americans. I got like 30% American viewers.
Oh man,
15% Filipino.
They love the fucking roleplay or something. I don't know what they like.
Yeah.
According to the stats on the game, I don't want to give out exact figures, but there are basically just as many Russians that play BRM than people in the US.
No way.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Wow. Someone's gonna quote that.
which is why we tried to translate some of the menus into Russian, but because I don't know, but there are a few screenshots floating around in general of the main menu and the game in Russian, but it's like it looks really odd. So
Russian compared to American, damn, that's crazy.
Well, that's also why we have all the I feel bad for Russians in a way, because they're always the bad guys in video games.
Thankfully, this UN.
Yeah, I think that's why BRM appeals quite a bit, because we have the gear. There's a ton of Russian gear in this game. I'd argue that it's quite close to how much US gear we have in the game, or at least like Western style equipment. So I guess that's why they enjoy it. True. I'm glad they do.
Like if you're watching and you've seen me talk in suggestion discussion, that I talk down a lot on like Russian gear and Russian guns. On the other hand, Russian helicopters, I know there's a lot of emphasis on those in the future.
Oh yeah,
like Warsaw Pact aircraft.
As in we're gonna do that, or as in people are suggesting that,
or as in like no more Western aircraft.
Oh yeah, I don't know. That's all Panda's stuff. That's past my knowledge when it comes to the content that we're adding and what people see. I don't really pay attention to it.
At least we know who to hound now.
Panda
is be waking up with DMs, man.
Yeah, Panda is quite lenient when it comes to the old DMs.
I mean,
well, damn.
As opposed to you, how many DMs does he get?
He probably gets like 100 a day, like night probably. Actually,
I have my DMs open, and I only get like 2 DMs a day. And they
you're lying.
Like,
no way.
You're lying.
He doesn't know because he never replies to them. That's why.
Oh my god.
No one DMs me. I'm serious. No one DMs
Yeah.
me, and the only DMs I get will be people saying the rover bot is broken on the Discord, and I just tell them to wait like an hour, and then they'll just message me back saying thanks. That's legit.
I'm really out
Oh, I
here
get it.
thinking this guy's like probably getting like 100 DMs, just like spamming stuff, people adding. Oh wow.
Okay,
Makes me
I'm just gonna say this flat out. So we have. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of.
I already know.
It's a
where
bit
you're going.
arbitrary.
Okay,
So
yeah.
what's going on here?
I'm low-key scared to DM you. I feel like everyone
Why?
is as well because people are like, "Oh man, why are you pinging the mods? You're gonna get banned."
Well, he has an Well, I mean, I feel like it's that owner or / developer like that rank in every single server, not just BRM. It's like a norm to not
Like you
do
wouldn't
it.
DM
and not...
Lido and Stylus.
Yeah,
why
you
not?
Be like, hey yo, what's up?
Yeah, no, I
I
couldn't.
would.
No.
No.
Oh man, I'll probably get banned.
I mean, I don't see myself as a top tier dev, so I don't see why people wouldn't just message me. I don't mind getting messages from people.
Okay.
Like if
Well,
like I feel like I've screwed myself now that I've said this.
you're about
if
to
you
like
go
get
to-
2 million.
Once this video
You
goes
DM me.
off,
And it's a simple question. Like if it's like a yes or no question, I guarantee you I will give you a response. Like 100%. But no one
Okay.
ever messages me.
oh, okay, well that's good. So
Well,
before I was like less eager to message you because I was afraid something was gonna happen.
No.
Okay.
Okay, don't be a pussy.
Like, okay, fuck you, Rhino. If you go into our group chat, I don't know like how much everyone else was.
We was
but
all acting like
I
little
was
girls,
stressing out.
basically,
So, fuck
beforehand.
you.
I
Yo,
think
we were
I was
I think
stressing
we
out
had a
so
little too much
much, just-
caffeine before
we were
this ordeal.
thinking like we were just thinking the bad things, man. We're like, what if Nar doesn't even respond and just like dips out of nowhere, just
What?
doesn't show up?
So this is the thing, like with most communities, right? There's like a hierarchy, and when
It's like a norm. It's
I think what Nar doesn't realize sometimes is that a lot of people may not be used to brief and to the point conversation where it's like, okay, yes, no, or like, but when it starts becoming a bit abstract and I don't know, confusing, it's not really much incentive to reply back to certain things.
It becomes hard to. But
well, now that you just said that, have fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Like what goes
Oh.
through my head is like, okay, you should be fine with me DMing me if it's a good reason, it's not a dumb reason. And then when I go to DM you, I'm like, is this a dumb reason? Fuck, this is probably a dumb reason.
Because overthinking every word he types in right now.
Yeah.
And then Nar's just there like enjoying himself, not knowing what's about to go down in Kit's head while he types that message.
Like he's probably just sitting there. He just thinks, "Oh, there's the,
He's
the
like,
dot part,"
hey.
and he's just
And then Nar's
enjoying
like,
it.
oh my god.
Yes, a struggle.
I just think there's like an automatic I don't know, stereotype when it comes to certain group leaders, and
I find that with every Discord. It's like usually like everyone has like a stereotype of like the owner, like either like disabling DMs, you never ping the owner, you never like they never appear, like it's just like a stereotype for every single owner of like.
To
a
be
popular
fair,
Roblox.
this is the first time I've ever really heard of, I guess, a game owner or founder openly talking over with their content creators, So I don't know, maybe it's happened before, but it's
I
a
don't
cool
see why not.
transition. Yeah, no, it's a cool
Apocalypse
transition.
Rising, I think, for a while, but
Yeah.
not as much recently.
Gosma was pretty open back in the day, I'm pretty sure at least.
Yeah.
But that's them DayZ vibes anyway. Everyone who played DayZ or anything like that, were like, everyone wanted to be friendly and
Not
cool.
anymore.
And, no, yeah, not anymore. It's
I'm
become
gonna
toxic
Those
as
days
fuck.
over.
That's so good.
Oh, another thing. What does the future look like for the A10? Like, not just its model, but I think you said at some point mechanics would be reworked.
Yeah, there was a little confusion with the A10 because a lot of people thought that it would come out in Viper, like the new model and stuff like that. The thing is, I rigged the new model to the old mechanics, and it felt like a feather. It didn't feel chunky like an actual plane. So yeah, when it comes out soon, I don't know when, it will be like reworked from scratch, and
Totally
it'll feel a lot
revamped.
nicer. Yeah, it'll feel like
Feel
it actually
chunky.
has weight to it. Feel chunky, yeah.
I remember when the
It's
A10
interesting.
in like the old map, that was the hardest thing to land in my life. I could never. have
Yes,
landed.
yeah, it would
That
just
was
blow up.
yes. Even if you take off too fast, man. Oh my gosh.
The new A10 will blow up too. Don't worry.
What about
Nah, but,
helicopters?
nah.
Hey, kid, you need to make a new A10 video.
Well, that's what I was doing. I was gonna wait until the mechanics were reworked to make a new video.
Yep. Oh my god.
But then when it marked as obsolete, like I counted my chickens too early, so I marked it as obsolete. I'm not gonna change it because it's mean. But it's gonna be obsolete for like a few months until the A10 gets its update.
You
So
say
no.
a couple months.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, you think NAR's gonna take a couple of months? for that?
I don't know.
I'm like, wait.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I
I'm
marked
flipping.
it
I hope not,
obsolete
mate.
a
I'm gonna have
couple
to eat a lot of tea and crumpets before then.
Poor NAR. Oh man.
I mean, I marked it
Why?
obsolete a couple of months ago, so I'll say that.
Mhm.
As for
KitGat is notoriously known as being a skeptic.
what? Wait, what do you mean notoriously? Like, have there been?
No, I'm joking, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to cause no awkward silence there. That's a bit unfortunate.
Oh, trust me, I never said that.
Yeah. Right.
God
So I
damn
think question wise, I didn't really write down any questions. I kind of
Winged.
winged it with this one because I didn't really know what was gonna happen. I know Kit, you touched on some really good subjects. To be honest, I know you like to
Give her input here and there on
Give your-
wherever.
give your audience kind of like more of a formal approach. Me, I'm a bit informal. I just kind of just go with the flow. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you mind me using kind of like all of the content in everything that we've kind of got so far. I don't know if you guys want to do something else. Like
You have to go through the footage and manually cut out every question Kit has asked.
Oh my god.
That
Yeah.
you're gonna have to bounce between. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Do you have like any other questions for like Rhino, Kit, or even myself? Not? Or I know it sounds weird, but yeah.
I don't have any questions, but just want to say sorry for not giving you guys much content to make for the past week and a bit, more like 2 weeks. But
man.
hey,
Nah, man.
stuff will happen soon.
That's
Looking
all.
forward.
Like my biggest fear when making a tutorial is like, okay, great, I upload and then an update comes out and it adds a bunch of
Changes.
stuff and I'm like, shit, now it's obsolete.
No, I take care for that. There were these two YouTubers. I can't remember what they're called, which makes me feel bad.
Justin.
But they were I cannot remember. But they found all of the glitch spots on all of the PvP maps.
Oh,
And
I
they
think
made-
I know. I think I know who you're talking about. They sent me the
Yeah.
video actually. I was
Yeah,
on.
and-
Yeah, they did all of them. I remember that.
Yeah, and I actually used those videos to patch up everything they did in
No
those
way.
videos.
Nice.
And I felt bad because
I
I'm like, these guys just. So I deliberately delayed that update 2 weeks. That's
I
why.
think-
That's why there was that random fix patch like a week ago. Because I'm like, okay, it's time to fix
Yeah,
all of
One
this
of them,
stuff.
I think one of them was in the top 3 plays of the week. I think that's how you maybe came across it because they were. I displayed one, and this guy was on like the roof of like the shore map or whatever coast. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
that was crazy. I feel bad for those players, man. They were just getting murked by that guy. Holy.
Yeah. It's like I had to eventually fix these
Yeah,
bugs, but
yeah.
I genuinely felt bad making someone's video obsolete. Like
You were just
day
going
later.
through each second of it. All right, he goes up there. All right, patching that right there. Oh no! All right, is that all the questions we have? Kit,
I'm trying
Rhino?
to think of another one. You know what? I'm gonna go to
Yeah, I don't
video
wanna-
and scroll through the comments or something.
Yeah, it's all good.
I don't know.
Oh, I've got one actually.
Most of them were like suggestions and stuff, but some of them were genuine, actual like questions that they had.
Are there any are there any plans for uploading more content to the actual official Gameloaded YouTube?
I wanna do gameplay trailers, man. I wanna have a 30-second trailer to put on the channel.
Are you
but-
are you looking
Where
for
do I
someone
make
to?
That sounds like a proposition.
Looks like
You know,
Rhino found himself a trailer. Okay, well,
I
Rhino,
mean-
you'll be working on that soon.
Yeah,
I've actually already made the latest template for Operation Viper to like showcase all of the updates that came,
nice.
Oh.
but I don't know. So like,
I mean, if
gameplay
you want it
should
in
a lot better.
4K, you know, like
Yeah, hit up.
Yeah,
your
I'll
boy
hit you
Rhino. Oh
No,
man,
man. Just a proposition, Joe. You know.
you know who you hit up.
Another question. How are you, Nar?
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah, that should have been,
Everyone
that should have been the
That should've
first
been the
question.
first-
Everyone asks, where is Nar, not how is Nar?
Oh,
'Cause I know there's a lot of fucking fires burning and all of that shit around the world. No, because genuinely, as a genuine warrior, I was thinking, fuck, like this.
like, what if
fucking-
Nar gets fucked up?
I think during the time that NAR was releasing the update, I think they were having one of the worst spikes in coronavirus as well. And all that shit. Telecom,
How is Nar? Wow, I'm dead.
internet provider going down, fucking forest bushfires and all of that shit. I mean, Jesus.
They got other problems to worry about in the game.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine.
Well, that's all good then, man.
Yeah.
And what about Panda? Is it? Well, I know we well, I can only speak for myself, but I don't know if Panda is super busy. But it would be nice to kind of have a chat with some of the other dudes as well at some point. I know we spoke a bit about it already, but
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I can't
no,
answer for them.
yeah.
I feel like most of them would be down to do it. It's
Cool.
just
I just don't want to message them like, yo, man, like if they're not down for that kind of shit.
they are pretty busy.
Got you.
Yeah, that's all
I think. I know Panda's way more. He's got a much more locked schedule than me,
Okay.
just because of tertiary education. I'm lucky. I'm a little more open.
Mm.
Possible episode 2.
Who knows?
I think it's cool that you've now kind of released. Now we can check out all of the maps in private servers, right?
The when you buy,
Yeah.
yeah, that's sick. I actually like that.
Oh, so you have to buy those ones.
Well,
Or is
No.
It's in the
It's
free
just like-
servers as well, right?
No, it's just for the private servers.
isn't there like
Right now.
I was viewing like there's a whole like revamp of like when you're selecting the new code or whatever. That's what I was looking at.
Oh.
It showed like the maps.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. You can.
yeah.
You wouldn't used to be able to. Geez, my English is awful. You couldn't choose the coast map, favela, and New York City
Mhm.
just because the old UI was like really awful.
Oh,
But now you can, and the new UI looks pretty good. At least I think it does.
Wait,
I haven't
it's
actually.
No, sorry.
I haven't actually played yet. It's been a while since I've played. I might have to check it out.
It's nothing major. It's just polish because I made a lot of those menus in like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But I decided to sit down and spend like a day just properly designing something. That looks
Nice.
pretty good.
Can the rules acknowledgement can the rules acknowledgement be a one-time thing, so we're not pressing it every single time we join?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Wait, are you asking will it be one time?
you have to press like OK or accept like one time. You don't have to keep doing it every time you log into the game. He's asking if it's like yeah. pretty
I
much.
thought about making it like save, so like you don't have to press it every time. But I kind of just was like, it's a single button.
That's also true. It's not like it takes long. Yeah.
It's one button and you click it and it disappears like pretty much instantly.
I suppose.
The reason I keep it there is the amount of people who get banned and then somehow have the audacity to claim that they didn't know that exploiting was against the rules.
Okay.
And-
What the
Yeah.
fuck? I
Yeah,
can understand
that's
maybe
against
glitching, but like
Roblox.
exploiting, like that's another level.
exactly.
That's
So I kind of just was like, also not a lot of people knew the rules regarding glitching either.
I'm gonna be honest. I
So
probably
I wanted to make that known. This is one of those odd cases where I couldn't just give it to the Discord community. I had to put something in game.
Right.
But I think it looks good, and I think it gets the message across. Although
don't get the same old
apparently
message,
everyone
yeah.
thought that they were banned from the game.
Oh my god! When I seen that, I'm like, why is everyone like DMing that? Like, like it's just a terms and agreement or whatever. Literally.
It's also because I did want to let players know that if they're banned, their user ID is stored in a server outside of Roblox. So like, I don't know. Not that it's anything. It's not really any personal information, but just for privacy reasons,
Mhm.
I want
I
that
hope
to
you're
be
deleting
known.
that stuff, my friend. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure no one can do anything with people's.
It's not that deep.
No.
It's really not that deep.
Nah.
In terms of like your actual like Discord, like obviously you're a developer, you're probably like not your main focus like managing it and all, but like is it the operation managers that like go through like the whole Discord and manage moderators, etc.? Like
Yeah.
Okay.
So Thunder Genius is one of the operation managers, He's actually he's the only other programmer at Gameloaded, and he manages the SCP game, so that's why he's an operations manager. And then Lace is the one that does all the moderation, choosing moderators and support staff stuff.
Yeah, I figured because I always seen them. I wasn't sure what exactly they did, and then that helps explain.
A lot of people thought that they were literally the ones that made the operations, but
manage the operation.
Yeah, they just manage the Discord and stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting to kind of see how like you've kind of just like sat back a little bit and seen how it naturally progresses within the Discord. Yeah, like within the Discord, especially. Like all jokes aside, I know I crack a lot of jokes, but I'm just a bit of an asshole sometimes. But as far as the Discord goes, and it's just nice to see like a natural progression as well, because I know it just leaves a lot of misconception when there maybe isn't that much communication between the people who are assuming all of this bullshit and creating these storms, basically. And when it goes kind of unkept, and now that's why I get why as well you get to talk now and stuff like that, and I reckon a lot of people will see this, so it's good. I think so.
Now they see your side of the story. When people assume like there's always like two sides of the story, and then like now they could understand like why certain things happened, and like this definitely helped clear up a lot of confusion and answers a lot of questions.
Yeah, I think all three of us kind of entered this whole situation with a bit of a different perception of how it might go, and we was a little bit worried at the beginning that we didn't want to like offend you. I think because I think we had some questions that maybe we misconceived because of miscommunication. So
kind of a separation until we started to talk.
I'm sure like Nar, like we support your game, so it's not like it comes off like any other way than.
Of course.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think we all do have our own opinions. We're not
completely
partial to.
It's nice to hear your side of everything as well, because you created this thing. You're the whole reason that everyone's creating these videos. Do you know what I mean? So like, fuck, man, we want to know. We want to know like what's his what was your you was a moderator, right, in the original
was he? Wait, I didn't even know that.
There's a lot of confusion around that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll quickly address that. I was not a moderator for BRM2. I just played it a lot. But then I got in contact with, I can't remember who it was exactly, but it was one of the like co-creators, and I was like, "Hey, can I make BRM5? Am I cool to use this name?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, go for it." And then I was given moderator from that, and then the real Platinum 5 came back, and I've never spoken to him, and I don't actually know if he's okay with me using his name. But considering he hasn't told me to stop, I haven't got a DMCA, and the other person who like co-created the game told me it was okay to use it, then
I guess that's fine.
Do you have like known early? Do you have like any of it? I know a game like this just creates like, I can imagine how much fucking stress goes into pushing out these updates. I don't code, I don't know how to code, I don't build, but content creation wise, I know how much stress that can involve, just fucking trying to edit some videos, let alone building a whole game.
Literally. Yeah.
Do you have any plans to change kind of like maybe kind of like the same game, but maybe a different concept?
What you mean
in the future, in a distant future, maybe like
I'm gonna be real, and this might be sad to hear, but I'm never making a military themed game again.
You had it like after this, you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Too much pressure.
It's for one, I've just had a military themed overload of, because I get that a lot of people guns and that sort of stuff is their hobby, but I just kind of have a mild interest in it, which probably sounds weird considering I created the project. So it is a little overwhelming to come back and develop a game that is just about shooting people all the time. Like it's a little, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bland to develop because it's a really basic concept, and I get jealous seeing all of these other games, their programmers are making stuff like really cool effects, and I can't do that because it doesn't fit in the genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
If you were to like create another type, like what would you want to go into? Like your ideal, like if it wasn't a military type,
I think he
like,
could make a Final Fantasy in Roblox.
I
I
wanted
play
to.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a MMO, but
Okay.
MMORPG, but it's quite a hard market to get into right now, at least on Roblox, just because of like the release of World Zero, and there are a few other ones that are pretty big. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sticking
World
with BRM for now.
well, that's what you're
Nice.
selling. Yep.
BRM
Did you ever
will
think?
be supported for at least another year. So
Okay. And then what are your plans for after that?
uh,
Would the game just stay in like one stable state, or will it get like hot fixes like throughout?
it'll get hot fixes and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that like when you can say to yourself, basically, okay, this project is done now, like kind of thing?
There's nothing
Yeah.
else to really.
Yeah.
It's a game is never finished in the eyes of the developer. Not to
Right.
sound deep or anything like that, but it's more when I get to the point of I really can't work on this anymore,
Mm-mm.
because it does eventually just become really boring.
You wouldn't feel like motivated to keep going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to challenge myself and make weird things.
You actually want to like enjoy doing what you're doing. You don't want to
Yeah,
like
of course.
force yourself. Yeah.
So-
I'd imagine that goes the same for you guys.
yeah.
You know, eventually
Yeah.
BRM content's gonna become bland or hard to make, and there'll be a better game for it, in which case you should work on that rather than sticking to a dead game.
Well, I will say, BRM5, even especially relative to BRM2 and other very large scale games like I think it's called Fireteam Rhino,
Yeah.
Yeah, fire team.
like massive scale military themed games. It's a completely unique experience, especially with vehicle infantry integration. There's nothing like it.
Without a doubt. It's kind of hard for me to really understand how you guys can implement so much into a Roblox game, to be honest. I mean, I don't know how much memory these servers take up, but
There's a lot of optimizations that go in the background. A lot of people forget just how intensive a game like this is,
oh yeah.
because you've got a server of 20 players or more. I think it's 20. And every single player has their own unique vest, their own unique weapon, all with different customizations. Compare that to Phantom Forces, where it's only gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the
Attachments
third
or-
It's
person
only client side as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, trying to make it work for our game is really hard, to say the least. And to be quite honest, like I was saying earlier, there does come a point where there's a limit to my knowledge. There are a few things that I don't know how to do when it comes to optimizations. Just a matter of learning it.
So when you challenge yourself and then you figure out along the way. Yeah.
I think it's unfortunate that because I know what you were like brushing up on before, that how you present yourself as a pretty damn official company. Let's be honest. I mean, the image, right? The image, even I'm guilty of kind of like overhyping the release and maybe putting way too much pressure into the expectations of what we would see and when we would get it straight away. And maybe I didn't elaborate too much on other possibilities and stuff like that as well. But as far as what we already have, I mean, it's pretty incredible in my. I'm probably sounding really deep right now, but it's a nice experience, and I prefer it when you when you play every so often and you enjoy it.
I mean, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad that the game is serving its purpose.
Yeah,
I guess.
definitely.
And I think that's one of the bigger issues with the community is that they expect, these sent from up high updates. Like they expect miracles every single week.
Yeah.
Although I will
Battleship.
say, I guess in to some extent or another, it is kind of your fault for presenting it that way. That you're this magical being, snap the fingers, the game is fixed.
It really is. I've got.
You don't show no pressure.
Yeah, well, I'm doing my best to not repeat that mistake. But hey, man, it's me. I'll probably do it again.
I will say maybe this whole thing with like release dates, because people eat that up.
There was a countdown going on literally in your own
Oh,
call
yeah.
in the server. And that was the most funniest thing I've seen. The guy dipped right away
And it
when
was
it reached zero.
incorrect. It's like just attention whoring.
Oh my god.
the deadlines are done because it's pretty much a personal reason. As in, I set it so I actually have an idea of when I need to get stuff done. I guarantee if I never made dates public, it would have taken another month for the update to come out, just because I wouldn't have that sort of sense of urgency at all.
But you still want people to pressure you as release dates come closer.
As bad as it sounds, it
gets you
does
working.
help. Yeah,
You heard it right here, guys.
Well, what about if someone was to like invest? Let's say someone wanted to invest in your game, right? Someone was like, "Hey, man, like this is some good shit, and I can see you can do more if if you're motivated with money. It's a bit of a different story. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think like with the right investments, I think with the right resources, you could probably achieve a lot of the stuff that you want to achieve.
BRM generates enough income to be able to support more developers. It's not that's the issue. It isn't at all. And I get some people asking that, saying, "Hey, do you need donations?" or "Hey, I can work for free." That's not the issue. It's just, I think I touched on this like ages ago. It's hard to find the right people for the job.
Yeah.
Because you're scared if that one night it happens or something, then fucks you over.
Yeah, it's a shame.
And it's kind of your own game.
Try to find people as well in the same time region, so that's sort of Australian. And it's kind of hard when like the majority of, at least the popular developers, most of them are over in the US. So
It just reminds me of the Russian and the American people, man. You say the Russians are like playing the game just as much as Americans.
It's a different story when it comes to developers. Majority of developers, I think, are from the US.
Most likely, probably. I don't know.
There are quite a few successful Brazilian developers, which is weird. Well, not weird. It's interesting, I should say.
Yeah.
Wow.
I get quite a few Polish viewers. Well, it's cool.
Poland's pretty popular in game. That's why we added the Polish uniform a while back.
Grom, I think.
Yeah. That is a pretty famous unit, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Looks cool too.
Yeah.
Ooh, on the note of uniforms, I think Panda said at some point that future uniforms will be patchless.
Yeah, from now on, all uniforms will be patchless. Any uniform we have.
Well, the current uniforms, I know a lot of people are asking for the CAG uniform to be redone.
Which one's that?
The Delta Force, the multicam one.
I think it looks fine.
I know a lot of people are gonna complain.
We're not gonna remove patches from old uniforms just because I cannot be asked re-uploading all of those images, and also we don't even have the project files for most of the uniforms, at least the really old ones. So
it was done by a different dude, right?
Yeah, all the old ones were done by Lace, and all the new ones are being done by someone else. But yeah, that's why we decided just from now on, no more flags. But they'll still be sorted within the country that they're most recognized for, if that makes sense.
What about patches? Like, will achievements like Calm Before the Storm, could those be made into patches? I'm just spitballing right now.
Yeah. Could be. I don't know. I do want to give some sort of reward in game for it. I really want to make them unique though. Like, I don't want to just give a patch for finding KP's guitar. I want to give something cool for it. You know what I mean?
Give them the actual guitar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I could legitimately do that, but I just need to actually think it through first.
When I done the mission for the first time, I spent the best part of about, I think, an hour and a half to 2 hours just running around with it on my back.
It kind of looks sick, though, not gonna lie. Yeah,
I'm gonna try that.
I was gonna put it in one of my videos, but I cut it at the end. One of my Operation Viper video. The last part of it was supposed to be me running down the road with the guitar on my back, with the music playing in the background. But I changed it at the end. I don't know. I was under a lot of pressure. I made that video in like 5 days, man. That was crazy.
Jeez, man.
That is crazy. The amount of days editing. Oh my god.
Like, that was like, I'm talking like 24 hours, 5 days, like no sleep.
Just full throttle. Wow.
Yeah.
Pulled a NAR 50 hours almost.
Nah, I did have some sleep at least, but not that much.
Oh, as it turns out, KP's arrangement is copyrighted.
Yo, I see some other guy upload that on his channel, bro, and I'm like, wait, he has a like claim or whatever. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
sucks.
I have a claim, but it's not a strike. So
The song is from a sound library. I'm licensed to use it. I didn't realize that the license it's under doesn't then cover
Different countries.
No, like content that's from that. I can't think of the name.
it's like a single use
jeez.
thing.
Hold on.
I can hear it.
I can hear it too.
Oh yeah, so it doesn't cover like this is a term obviously used mostly by music, but like remixing.
Oh yeah.
But it kind of means the same with content. So like, with games. Like when you video my game, it's technically a remix of my game, kinda. It sounds really awful. But my point is the license doesn't cover that. And I didn't realize. So sorry to any YouTuber who got claimed by that. I didn't know.
Rip cut.
In the future, I'll be more careful.
That's actually quite cool because I was wondering about it.
Yeah, I mean, KP is actually based off one of my real life friends who plays the guitar. And originally, I was going to get him to record something, but we didn't get it done in time. Eventually, I'll get it fixed. But I don't know when.
Remember, I wanted to ask something else, but I can't remember what it was now.
Talking about KP.
Yeah.
Walking down the road.
Now all I can think about is Metallica and all sorts of things. Stairways to Heaven.
What about the enemy reinforcement, specifically like at RhinoGrad? I know there's a A10. Are there any plans for that? 'Cause I don't think it's.
I think it's
super
coming flight
realistic.
update. Oh, that's my guess.
Yeah, wait
That'd
for
be
flight
nice.
update.
That's what I'm saying. Because
I have a feeling. Sorry, Mike.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have a feeling because I feel like there's a ton of optimizations that have been done in the Northern Island. I don't know if it's you guys have noticed as well, but like I kind of get the best frames over at the Northern Island kind of compared to anyone else. I don't know if it's just because it's next to open space.
Because there's nothing there, to be honest.
Yeah.
And if it felt better in the past few days, it's because Roblox has been constantly improving the terrain performance.
Oh, okay.
So that's why North Island right now is like, despite supposedly being the heaviest guarded, crazy,
A10 just comes in.
yeah, yeah, but it's actually like the most peaceful place in the map right now when you take it down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I forgot what it was. I think it was in the dev blog. You worded it in a way where it's like, okay, I think you like were hinting towards like a new enemy like aircraft, but I don't recall what you said.
There was a lot more planned than what we released.
Yeah.
Some of it is because of the issues we had with the internet. Some code was not lost, like I recovered it, but I don't know, it's the same with the shop and bartering system where after I released it I took a step back and I'm like, yeah, this isn't at the level that I wanted. Yeah, it felt quite amateur. So yeah, but with the flight update it will be what I said it was.
I could only imagine when those work. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm really excited for those.
Yo, when those start working, man, holy shit, that's gonna be crazy.
I like filming a lot of like first person stuff, so it'll be interesting to see what it looks like from the cockpit.
I'm really trying to think of my first hand reaction because I'm probably gonna be like, I always loved like doing videos like that, just like gameplay sessions, and it's been wild.
Oh yeah, I've been like considering trying to take a different approach to the whole videoing aspect and kind of not staging but making it aware, like maybe the introduction of, I kind of need to make my own Discord server where I invite people to play in a private server where I can do all of these other functions and stuff like that. So.
Like the editing, personally for me, this is how I see it. Like you guys spend a lot of time on editing, and I like it takes like what, days for you guys to edit. Like for me, I upload like a lot within the week, so it's like hard for me to like make those big projects like you guys because I just don't have the time, and just like live streams and like gameplays, those are like much easier for me to edit because that's way too tough for me to like fit 5 days of editing into like 2 days to upload.
I honestly don't know how you do it. I feel like that gets fatiguing.
Okay, this is I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
like,
I can't live stream, man. Like that.
I only play BRM if it's for a stream or for a video. If I play it off camera, I will get myself burnt out off. I can't. It's gonna. You gotta like be careful how much you play a game, and then
like my concentration on PvP dips. That's why I'm shit. Like I know I go ham for like 20 seconds. I'm like, man, fuck. Like I ain't got it in me no more, man.
No, I had Gnar. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were not that good at PvP, but you were actually pretty good when I played a couple against you.
He has to be good. It's his game. He's got.
No, but listen,
He can't let you beat him. You know.
he did.
I think there was one video of Mike killing Nar.
No, okay.
He blew a 0-3. It was 3-0. He actually blew. Come on, Nar. Gotta close that out. 3-0.
Competitive spirit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
A rising
What is your
skill.
What is your personal preference now? Do you like the? Obviously, you put a lot of time into the PVE, so I reckon that's probably one of your favorites. But between them, do you see yourself favoring PvP at all, or
No.
So was your original plan to kind of like I don't know, because I think I joined when I think they had like the notes, when you had to go and pick up the notes.
Yo, that was sick.
Island.
The chest in the water, that was fun. That was
Yeah,
A lot of people like that.
yeah. Is that the kind of tone that you're looking to set in the future for like is that what
Like
you was
storyboard.
looking to achieve with the shop and bartering system, just on a scale maybe you didn't?
Yeah, I wanted a more permanent solution than rather just make people run around on a treasure hunt.
Right.
Not that that isn't fun. It can be, but it can also be quite tiresome and repetitive if it's abused. So yeah, that's what shop and bartering system's meant to fix.
Was like PvP like added because of like in case people get like repetitive of like open world, that at least they have like another option against other players.
That was like the biggest reason we had it. Another reason was just because we realized that BRM2 actually had a PvP mode. It wasn't that known, and it wasn't round based. It was open world, but you could just kill each other. And we're like, hey, why don't we do that? And we did, and we made it. Okay.
What were you gonna say?
No, that's it. I was just saying.
Okay,
we made
yeah,
I
I was about to say, because I think I do recall you saying like majority of your players are like playing in PvE, right? It's not PvP.
It's a really close split.
I was going to
I'll
say
be
it's
honest.
pretty balanced, right? I remember seeing the votes between them.
Because here's the thing. Here's how I see the game right now. Like, personally, this is my opinion off why the game is like at like consistently like what 1.4K. Like I don't know, like 1.2.
Yeah. So roughly.
Yeah. Like when players reach 5 stars, they either like join a faction and then like they play open world, or like when they're 5 stars, they move to PvP and then they play that for like a couple of weeks and they quit the game, or like they come back to it when it's an update. Like I just feel like there should be something that like obviously it's so hard for you, honestly. Like you're probably already thought of like every possible option to like not make the game like stale and like repetitive again. But because it's like if the new players, because what I think is happening is like the new players are finding the game and then they're grinding it out so quickly, and then they leave the game after when they're done grinding it. Maybe they play like a PvP or raid mode here and there, and then they dip. But if you brought back all the 5-star players, I'm sure the game would be like 3,000 maybe. If you gave the 5-star players a reason to come back consistently, that's what I would think the player count would go up drastically.
No, 100%. That's one of the gameplay flaws that we've noticed, and it's also one of the karma things we get for not properly planning out the game before we started it. There's not really an end game right now. You get to 5 stars, and then it's kind of like do what you want. We have things that we're gonna add. Obviously, I don't want to give too much away. That's kind of the 5 way. But I'm not gonna hype it up as if it's some crazy thing that will fix the issue. But we're definitely working on ways, even if small. We're working on a lot of stuff to try and bring back a reason for people to keep playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that helps out.
Will Sochraina City ever be enemy occupied?
Which one's that?
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's the one with the lighthouse. Please say no.
No.
Yes!
That will always be friendly territory.
That's awesome.
Will there ever be AI there?
It's such a cute town. I don't know.
The lights and
would
like
be
the
a
buildings is like crazy.
Like my biggest whole reason I'm drawn to it is actually just like the fruits. Like there's a little table with fruits.
Watermelons. I think that's what everyone was disappointed about in the update, was the expectation of watermelons in the shop and bartering system.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man,
I wanted to buy a watermelon too.
Yeah, I think that's what I think that got.
Were gonna be.
Sorry,
was that where the all the shop and bartering was gonna happen?
Not all of it, but it was going to be like kind of a hub for it.
Were they gonna be like walking around, or were they just gonna be like standing still, like, and then you
That's
go to
the
them?
thing. I wanted them to be like walking around and stuff. I wanted it to feel like an actual town.
Like a village?
Like,
Yeah.
I wanted there to be an escape from the war zone.
Nice.
But although I did add some of that stuff, one, there were issues with performance.
Mhm.
So I had to be careful with how many I placed. And then when I started removing them, it felt empty. And then the ones that were standing still felt really static.
You
And
can find a
you know,
balance.
yeah, I could go into it more, but I'm hoping you can get the general gist of
Yeah,
just
we
why,
yeah.
you know, at least at the moment, there's no shop and bartering system.
Oh,
I think maybe I don't know if it's something that Panda is kind of like interested in when he builds these kind of things, but it seems that some of the places don't like match the kind of vibe that you're supposed to get from them, if that makes sense. Like I don't know, with the village, I can imagine, like with the lighthouse village, right? I could imagine if there was going to be one or two kind of AI around, or someone to do with the shop and bartering system. Maybe it would have to be a bit like look a bit treacherous and kind of like, I know it's supposed to be an escape, but at the same time it is a war zone. I don't know. It was just an idea. Of me.
That town is supposed to be pretty lively.
Okay.
It's meant to be like
Busy.
the one city that was left alone because it's
Okay.
meant to be protected by the players.
Got you.
That's
what I wanted to represent in the event, to be honest.
Yeah.
As well.
Which is obviously the opposite of what happened to RhinoGrad. It was
Yeah.
left to fall, and that's why it looks so beat up compared to.
Yeah.
like it's just a pretty looking town.
Honestly, yeah. People get like a lot of pictures there. Hell yeah.
I just like the fruits.
You like the watermelon, bro.
Like every time I play open world, I get in a Humvee and I just drive over there and stand right next to like the banana.
I'm gonna make something special for you there.
Okay, now I'm scared.
We're just gonna roll up and see like Kit's like face on a watermelon or something.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Wait,
I'm picturing that now. Oh my god.
I've got Kit on Instagram. I can send you some photos.
I don't have my face on Instagram. Or at least I don't think I do.
Nah, you don't.
I don't. Okay.
I got your silhouette though. We can do your silhouette.
That's not my. Okay, if you're talking about that one post, that wasn't me.
No, okay.
In terms of vehicles, like our vehicles, you guys want to like revamp all of them or like make them like perfect before adding more from right? Like you guys didn't want to add any more like vehicles to what we already have. You want to work on what we have and then like finalize it and then bring in. Okay.
at least 4 helicopters. As for ground vehicles, we don't actually have a modeler for ground vehicles right now. That's why there aren't any.
Ground vehicles always seem to be kind of like hard to get
Steer sometimes. I don't know.
resource ground modelers. So whatever.
I think they're a lot
Vehicle
better
modelers.
now.
They're a pain to model. They're a pain to program. That's why some of them, like Mike just said, the steering's a bit off or the torque feels inaccurate.
Like the Euro,
They're-
for
they're-
example. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Tricky.
they're actually way more painful to what's the word, maintain than the helicopters and the A10 is.
Oh, wow.
You wouldn't think it.
Yeah, I think the
Is
Is that
opposite.
because
I
of the
think
physics
Yeah.
with the wheels?
Yeah, just because of the terrain.
even
the
when you're like the
wheels.
passenger, sometimes when you're like driving, it like bounces like it's all weird. I don't
Yeah.
know.
There are a lot of physics inconsistencies. Like on one person's screen, the car could look fine, and then on the other
Yeah,
one, it could-
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's exactly.
like I have no clue why that's happening. That's out of my control. That's a Roblox thing. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Fucking Roblox, man.
but the fact that it's happening usually means that something I've done is off. But debugging something like that, like finding out why that's happening, is so time consuming. And I could legit do it for like a week and not find out why. So
I think overall. Sorry, Kit. What did you
No,
say?
no, sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
I insist.
No,
Well-
my amigo Jose,
Please.
please. No, you.
I know, I swear to God.
I can't even remember what. I didn't even have anything to say. I'm just trying to
I didn't
feel the
either.
awkward silence, to be honest.
I think we got all of our points across.
Do we have anything else to ask?
Questions?
It's just cool to have a conversation, like
No, this was good. Like genuine. Like yeah. I enjoyed it.
Oh
'Cause
my
I mean-
god, it's been 2 hours.
Wow.
It's 6 a.m. for me
This
almost.
is gonna be a pain to edit.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I'm like, we've been at it for a while. I don't mind, but it's gonna be a pain in the ass for you guys.
You know what?
Hey,
just
I'm
gonna
used to
split
this kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, it's been Let me see. Hold on.
It's
Yeah.
been more than 2 hours. I don't want to know.
Damn.
Can we call it here, please?
Mm.
This is gonna
Oh,
take like a week to just go through all the footage.
you can put like timestamps
Are
of
you
like
sure you guys
exactly
have
where we
covered-
I'm
talked
gonna
about.
do exact timestamps. It's just gonna be a pain in the ass.
Oh my gosh.
Are you sure you guys have covered everything you wanted to ask? Everyone's all good, yeah?
I mean, if we want to do another one of these, we could save it. I just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.